Egbo m na-ege ntị, anyị ekele unu ọzọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi tata bụ ụbọchị abalị 25 nke ọnwa Nọvemba 2023. Anyị wetara unu ya anyị na-akpọ morning tea from the office of Biafran Republic Government. Dịka o si dị, ọ bụ na ịmara ihe a bụkwa Eastern News 24 ka anyị si na-ewetara unu nnukwu ozi ya dị oke mkpa. Anyị kwere unu nkwa na ego na-ewetara unu update ọbụla bụ ihe gbasara maka ife na-eme na Old Eastern Region, the Old Eastern Region, ya nke a na-akpọ South East, the Eastern part. A ga-ewetara unu update ya n'iru akwụkwọ. Ọ bụ nkwa ikwelu unu. Enwere ife Biafran Prime Minister kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ butere attention anya jisi ka egosi iwu Igbo kafage ụmụ Eastern Region kafage ya bụ ife gbasara maka islamization. Press conference emelu na Saudi Arabia ịkpọ Nigeria Islamic nation. So only for clarify to the Biafrans and to the whole world. Get ya bife, get say drop or a comment, give feature no link again. All right, over to you, sir.
Gentlemen of the press, I welcome you, friends of Biafrans. I welcome you, lovers of freedom. I welcome you, those who believe in human rights. For those of you who have seated in your various platforms to listen to the Biafra Prime Minister this evening, I say I welcome you. My fellow Biafrans all over the world, it is with a great heart broken that I am here this evening with sadness and deep anger. However, I will try as much as possible to compose myself. Above all odds, I want to remind all of us that in this quest for our freedom, we are going to use everything available to us. When brave Biafrans fiercely stop the invaders from advancing the Islamization in Biafra land, and all the Nigeria Islamic representatives within Biafra territory cried out, from their enablers, Ohaneze Ndigbo, to senators, to governors, and to the lowest person who are representing Islamic State within Biafra land. Now, the Nigeria service chiefs have joined the chorus of those crying. This particular issue has exposed the heinous truth of what has been going on within the Biafra territory. The Foreign Secretary, David Macron, or Cameron, or whatever he's called, he said he commits to working closely with Islamic State on Israel-Gaza crisis. This was said at Lancaster, the House meeting in the United Kingdom. Now, fellow Biafrans, this is not just it. I want everyone to pay attention to what I will show on the screen. The message of this particular State of the Nation address today is to also enlighten the Christian community in Nigeria who has failed woefully. And we are going to have a very good measure how to deal with this particular failed and fake Christian community within Biafra territory. Going forward, I want everyone listening to me this evening to look at the screen. This is ukgov.uk, the official website of the United Kingdom government. And this is a report, press release. It says, Foreign Secretary commit to working closely with Islamic State. I want everyone to pay attention to this Islamic State and ask yourself, what else is Boko Haram fighting for? Ask yourself, what else is Islamic State of West Africa, ISWAP, fighting for? Ask yourself, what else is the Fulani bandit and terrorists fighting for? They are all fighting for Islamic State. If they can be recognized as the Islamic State, what then is the need for them to continue to carry arms in Nigeria? The reason is because they have not conquered the Biafra people. And today, this was being covered officially by the United Kingdom for decades. They have planned the Islamization for a very long time. And now you see Islamic State. And I want to ask you, what is ISIS? What is the full meaning of ISIS? The full meaning of ISIS is the Islamic State. And here they are saying that the Foreign Secretary commits to working closely with Islamic State on Israel-Gaza crisis at the Lancaster House meeting. I want you to now pay attention to those who made up this particular Islamic State. Now, the Foreign Secretary hosted foreign ministers from Arab and Islamic countries at Lancaster House, and they discussed about the crisis in Israel and Gaza. Discussion with the Arab Islamic Ministerial Committee focused on how to secure the release of all hostages, increase the amount of the aid into Gaza, and reach a long-term political solution to the crisis. Visit followed the agreement reached overnight between Israel and Hamas on coordinated hostage release and a pause in the fighting. Following the agreement reached between Israel and Hamas for coordinated hostage releases and 4-day pause in the fighting, the Foreign Secretary emphasized on the importance of allowing humanitarian organizations to bring in more fuel so they can carry out life-saving work unimpeded, including powering hospital, desalination plant, which supply 80% of Gaza's water. Foreign Secretary discussed with the leaders at the meeting how to reinvigorate diplomatic effort towards a viable two-state solution, which provides security for both Israel and Palestine, and restate the UK condemnation on the rise in settlers' violence in the West Bank. He went further to say he committed to continue UK support to prevent wider regional escalation, including in Lebanon and Yemen. Then he went further to say, today I have chaired a meeting of the leaders of Arab countries and other Islamic states on the situation in Israel and Gaza. The agreement reached last night is an important opportunity to get the hostages out. We discussed how to use the step forward to think about the future and how we can build a peaceful, which provide security for Israel, but also peace and stability for Palestinian people. I want everyone to now pay attention to those who have formed the Islamic State, the nation. The foreign ministers from Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Egypt, Palestine Authority, Turkey, Indonesia, and Nigeria, as well as the Secretary General of the League of Arab States and Ambassadors of Qatar, attended the event. I want you to understand how this group was formed. The group was formed as a peace committee at the Joint Arab Islamic Extraordinary Committee, Extraordinary Summit, which means Nigeria was represented and participated at this particular extraordinary summit in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on 11th of November. While all these things were going on, the Christians in Nigeria are foolishly shouting Jesus, shouting Lord, and people are systematically being killed, annihilated in quest to overrun the Biafra people. My fellow Biafran, when Nigeria was amalgamated, we need to ask the United Kingdom and David Macron or Cameron, whatever the name is, were there an agreement that after a certain period of time, Nigeria will officially become an Islamic state? Were there a clause in the amalgamation agreement that in 2023, Nigeria will become Islamic state? And the Biafra people accepted it? And other indigenous nationalities in Nigeria accepted it? The answer is no. The same way the 1999 Constitution was brought and forced on indigenous people, including the Biafra people, is the same way they have systematically forced everyone to accept Islamic State status in this particular 2023. And no Christian, no pastor, no GO, no OG, no men of God, no all this their nonsense, GO or whatever, talking and condemning the United Kingdom for systematically supporting the Islamization of Biafra people and every other indigenous person in Nigeria. We understand they have used terrorism, they have used force against everyone. So nobody has the guts to speak up. But hey, those of you who are in position to speak up, why are you not speaking up? My fellow Biafrans, as a result of what is coming out from the United Kingdom and how Nigeria has manipulated its way because of the ignorance of those who have been overrun, who have been, conquered, and they can no longer talk, especially the money mongers within the Biafra land, the Biafra government in exile, and the Biafra de facto government, otherwise known as the Biafra government, particularly are deeply concerned with this particular development, with this systematic Islamization as being sponsored by the United Kingdom and Abuja. In different parts of Biafra land, Nigerian terrorist soldiers had looted and burned homes, tortured, raped, and murdered innocent civilians of Biafra people in quest to force them and create fear into them so that nobody could rise up and speak against what is going on. Everyone watched those videos on social media, including myself. Today, we have liberated many provinces, many states within the Biafra territory that the terrorist military can no longer just go freely and burn the way they used to burn. We have also succeeded in creating a very heavy awareness that it is no longer hidden. I want to inform you today, the barbarity of the attack in Imo State, in Enugu, in Ebonyi, in Anambra, in Obi-Igbo rivers, and every other part of Biafra land was palpable. The sight of mass grave from the time of 1999 till date across Biafra land, and the body littered in forest, like the just what was discovered in Abia State, in Lopanta, in the forest. The body lined up on the ground. Those kind of things etched forever in our memory. And so are the people behind the horrific stories. They continue to live in our memory. The Nigeria terrorist army has committed more than genocide in our land, all in the name of forcing us to accept Islamic State. The young men with their hands tied behind their back, shot and killed by those who address themselves as security agents. We saw in Abia State where Biafrans were praying in a field. Over 150 was murdered in cold blood. We saw in Imo State those grandfathers who were shot in the neck while drinking palm wine in their residence in the morning, very early morning, in the old Imo State. Not even our women and children were spared. Just last week, they killed many in Ihala. We saw it. Everybody shared the video. I want to inform the world this evening and my fellow Biafrans that since 2021, it is very clear what happened in many parts of Biafra state was not just a random episode. Those executions in cold blood were part of the bigger plan to silence every Biafran for Islamization, as can be confirmed by the United Kingdom today. And Abuja, it is very cruel, cynical, calculated. The UK and Abuja want to eliminate and annihilate Biafrans and also eliminate our statehood, eliminate our freedom, and eliminate our culture and values. This will and must be resisted with everything in us. They want to eliminate our national identity. They want to eliminate our sense of being. They want to eliminate our history. And above all, they want to eliminate our hope in the future. These are war crimes. And nobody is talking about it. We are not even expecting anybody to talk about it. We are going to force them to talk about it.
Ende by dalopal linozo kunusikwe wene solai ka wala bundi gere ya bife asina chuko kabe maganda elu nile nofu otu ay kwuru otu akọ ya dịrịrị ise dịka o si dị unu afụgụkọ ya bụ ife si wee na-aga unu afụgụkọ o si aga unu afụgụnụ na ọ na-aga ọfụma ka ife nwere ike ikwu gbasara maka ya bụ ife ndị nụgasị n'iru akwụkwọ Prime Minister Biafra Republic gọọmenti na-eze anyị bụ Maazị Simon Ekpa kwuru ka ife nwere ike ikwu gbasara maka ya bụ ife dropụra ya on the comment below nke dịka ibu ya echefura na ya kwa Eastern News 24 ka isi kwe wee na-ewetara unu nnukwu ozi a dị oke mkpa dịka isi kwe unu nkwa na anyị ga na-eme ya na iru akwụkwọ anyị ga-eje rapụ n'oge ugbu a stay tuned na o nwere update anyị ka ga-eweta n'uhuruchi ụbọchị nke taa. Don't miss it, you will like it so much. Thank you for joining Eastern News 24 ka emesịa nụ ndị be anyị ụmụ Igbo.